This is the first episode of Knitting with Beef, my knitting podcast. So welcome, and I'll do a little introduction, but we are starting a little bit late with a everything I made in 2025 video. I've got a lot here, so let's dive in. This is Beef. He's my reluctant assistant today for our first podcast episode. He will probably escape very soon. Hi, I'm May. I wanted to introduce myself. I am a knitter. I also co-own a yarn store here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I live. And I wanted to start a knitting podcast because I have weird hours and I have the time and I clearly have the knitting. So let's dive into everything I made in 2025. Beef will maybe stay on my lap. I'm not sure if he's even in the frame at this point, but he's here, he's keeping me company. He has assisted with all of these knits. You may also see a Bean sighting. He's my other cat, but we're gonna get started. I have a lot to go over. This is an incredible amount of knitting, I'm very aware. I also have a unique access to yarn and time to knit, so please don't feel like you should compare yourself to my knitting output because it's quite large. But we're gonna get started. So Mr. Beef is on my lap right now. We'll see how this lasts. Anyway, we're gonna get started with things in chronological order. I will be skipping any accessories, so no socks, hats, scarves, hoods, etc. We are only talking about mainly sweaters and top garments. I've never made anything else yet. My knitting assistant has left, so I will be getting started now with mostly chronological order. This is almost everything. I may be skipping some things. I'll try to explain it as I go. If you see me look away, it's because I have everything on my iPad written out if I don't remember details like yarn or any of my notes and things like that. I am going to talk about the pattern, the designer, how many days I worked on it. I do track that. I have a craft journal that I keep all of my knitting notes in and things like that. I can only track days. I don't track time. I don't set timers when I'm knitting. People are always asking, how long do sweaters take? And it could take, I don't even know how many hours. I just keep track of days I worked, and sometimes a day that I worked on something is only a couple of rows. Sometimes it's 4 hours straight. It really depends. So take that as you will. Let's get started. This is the Loom Pullover by Sari Nordland. This is the first circular yoke and first colorwork yoke I had ever done to this point. I really love how this turned out. This was stash yarn for me. So the brown is a New Zealand wool that a friend of mine, her mom gave this to me actually. And then the purple is Patton's classic wool worsted. I will not be sharing color numbers, not because I'm trying to gatekeep anything, only because I don't always take notes on that. We're gonna get started on this. I did not do the short rows because when I saw optional, I took that for its word, and this was my first colorwork yoke, and I said, I don't wanna do it. I really do love how the colorwork goes all the way to the top. As I've progressed in my knitting, I've learned about where shaping should be added in colorwork, in round yokes. So now I know that short rows at the bottom and at the hem are common and can help keep the colorwork even at the top. I didn't opt for this. I am a relatively small person. I have a small body circumference, so this fits me great and I do get a lot of wear out of it. This took me 10 days to knit. I was knitting fairly monogamously on this at the time, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It's a little bit itchy because it's just pure New Zealand wool. I typically wear it with something underneath. Next, we have a scrap project, sort of. It's not really scrap. Something I like to do is take thrifted sweaters and unravel them. I actually run workshops on this at the store. I do this quite often, or had in the past when I wasn't really purchasing yarn. Now, not so much, and I want to rein that in. So this used to be a Gap cardigan, and it was actually a nice cardigan. I would have worn it, except the sleeves were 6 feet long. So I don't know who that would have fit. So I unraveled it, and I got a lot of this black cotton blend yarn. Most sweaters like that are cotton blends. You'll find a lot of cotton acrylic, a lot of wool acrylic. It's easy for them to produce. I do try to thrift for fiber mostly, but I just wanted something black. This is really simple. It's just a raglan. I self-drafted. I won't say too much about it because it's not great. I didn't do short rows, but I do wear it a lot as a kind of mid-spring, mid-fall layer. It's really easy to throw on. It's comfortable. I did the sleeves very cropped because I'm lazy, and also I kind of like that look. I like having free hands to knit and whatever else I want to do. So that's it for that. Next up, we have a much more exciting knit, and this was the first yarn that I bought at Unwind, which is the name of the store I co-own. I don't think I said that earlier, but that's okay. This is the porcelain sweater by Knit. This was absolutely a joy to make. So I only bought the base yarn for this. So this is BC Garn Bio Shetland. And then at the time, we did not carry any type of mohair yet. So I did buy Drops Alpaca for this. I didn't realize at the time how fluffy alpaca is, and I think it took some of the pattern definition away, but I'm not upset about it. I think it's still nice and it still shows this off well. I opted for non-traditional colors for this one, clearly, and it was also the first time I was doing color work flat, and I actually loved it. This project is what opened up the door for me to purl correctly. So I do knit continental, and for a while I was doing combination knitting, but I was sick of knitting through the back loop on the other side. So this unlocked that for me somehow. I have no tips on why that happened, but it did. I absolutely love this. I did put elastic in the neckline because I felt like the collar was a little bit slouchy, and it's holding up great. I wear it quite a lot, even though it's so bright. I'm absolutely in love with this. 10 out of 10 would make another. This took me 16 days to knit. I didn't say the knit time on the other one. That was a long-term, just throw it in a bag project. I have no idea. I've also been joined off camera by a bean. So if you see a little paw come into the scene, that's him. The porcelain sweater. Absolutely love, 10 out of 10, would knit again. Next, we're going to go into kind of the gambit of summer knitting. Okay, so this is my craft journal. I just wanted to share about it very briefly. I do make journal content on TikTok. So if you want to see more about this, I typically keep it over there. I will put my TikTok username in the caption because I do not know it off the top of my head, and I know it is not knitting with beef. Anyway, I just wanted to take this out because I took notes on when I was knitting these things. So the first 3 sweaters were kind of the beginning of the year. I wasn't cranking things out. I was knitting more monogamously. So that was January and February, and I finished the porcelain sweater sometime at the beginning of March. I don't think I need to put the dates on here or anything, but I just kind of wanted to keep that up there so I kind of know where we're moving through the year. So now we're in March, and at this point in the backstory, I am planning on running a Camisole knit along at the store following along with my favorite things knitwear. So I had in my idea head, in this thing, in my brain, I wanted to make all 11 of the camisole patterns. I did not do this. I did not make number 2, 8, or number 1, I believe. We'll see. So first up, I decided to make camisole number 11, which is this eyelet textured camisole. I didn't make it in the suggested yarn exactly. I don't make anything in the suggested yarn, actually. This is Camisole wool, reborn wool, so it's all recycled wool from textile, garment industry, etc. I think it feels really dry, like cotton, and that's actually why I picked this for this pattern. I loved the look. This is not a negative, that's just kind of how it is. I don't find it itchy at all. I love this yarn. We do carry it at the store. Most of the yarns I'll be talking about, we do carry at Unwind. So obviously it benefits me to talk about it, but I also have easy access to these yarns and they stare at me all day at work, so I'm always thinking about them. This is, I have no notes. I wear this a lot. It is quite boxy, but I like it. I am a big cardigan wearer. This tucks in well. I don't think I have any notes on it other than this is an 8-row pattern here and it goes really quickly. I was a little bit worried about having to think too much, but you're essentially doing like a couple purl rows, your eyelet row, purl rows, a knit row, purl rows, and that's how you go along. And this only took me 5 days to make. I was really ready to get into camisole mode. Some of these have tags on them because they were hanging at the store. I'm not taking them off. They might go back. Our walls look a little bare right now, but that's okay. Next, I wanted to change it up. This was also at the beginning, not the beginning of the store being open. So we opened in January 2025. So these are still early days and I wanted to try the yarns that we carry. I think it's good to be able to talk about them and also they're available to me. This is camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things, and I made this in BC Garn Baby Alpaca. I think there's a few lines that carry a baby alpaca, but this is the BC Garn Baby Alpaca. It's absolutely beautiful. The drape is incredible. I was very nervous about the length of these straps because that is something that has cursed me in the past, making them too long, but I really love this. I don't wear it a ton. It's a little bit sheer. It's kind of warm and cold at the same time. I have also been hanging it up in the store, so I haven't worn it that much, but this spring is in theory coming, so we're getting ready for camisole season. I don't really have any notes on this. It's pretty simple. I found an end I didn't weave in well, but it's just triangle, triangle, and then you're in the round. It's broken rib. It's very nice. I think a less fuzzy yarn would show off the pattern a little bit more, but I am not mad about this. It's a good one. I would make it again. Next camisole is camisole number 10, which is a very simple shape. It's essentially the same shape as camisole number 11 without the textured pattern. This is in Noro Harito. I thought for something so basic, I would like a little bit of color. I had a ball making this. It went by so fast because the other one already went fast. I made this in 4 days. I probably could have made it in 1, if I'm honest. We don't carry this yarn right now, actually, anymore. It's been very difficult to get Noro. It takes a long time. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan, but I do find it hard to figure out what to wear with it sometimes because I'm a lover of color, but I also can recognize that it's not always gonna match what I want to wear. So we'll kind of get into that as we keep going. I also realized that I didn't talk about what I'm wearing. It's not that exciting. This is a brioche pullover. It was a Pearl Soho pattern. I say was because I can't find the pattern anymore, or when I got it, it was a free pattern and now it may be a paid pattern. It was my first time doing brioche. I had really a lot of fun making it. This is just the Lion brand fisherman's wool. It's so itchy, but I always wear it over something, and I wear this a lot. I'm a fan of a pullover or slipover. I will be making more in the future, but I did not really make any in 2025. Let's get back to it. I am on the Camisole game. I was just doing these back to back. I wanted to try to make all of them. This is, I don't even know which direction this goes. I think you could wear it either way. I think this way is how it's supposed to go, with a little bit of a lower back, higher front. Maybe. I don't think it matters. You could probably do whatever you want with it. This is a worsted weight or sport weight, but it feels thicker than that. This is Blue Sky Fiber Organic Cotton Sport, held with Kremke's Soul Wool Stellaris. I don't know if that will show up well, but it is subtly sparkly. I just wanted to give this a try. I wanted it to be more fun than just a black tank top. I do like this, but I don't wear it that often. I also may be holding it inside out. I'm so sorry. Anyway, can you tell this is my first time? I like it. It's fun. It went really fast. It's 6x6 ribbing, and I would make this again, I think. It's not bad. I think maybe the straps could be shorter, but that's pretty much it. It's fine. It's good. Moving on. Next is a more complex one, and again, trying a new yarn. This is Camisole number 6. No, I was just talking about number 6. I'm sorry, I'm gonna scroll on my iPad so I can actually see where I'm at. This is Camisole number 3. As much as I love that they're numbered, but it also is confusing. Anyway, this is number 3 by My Favorite Things, of course. This is Ultra Pima from Cascade. We have a ton of colors of this yarn, and I love how this feels. Like, it's so heavy because it's brioche, but it's also just gorgeous. I feel like I'm seeing little mistakes, but that's okay. I am a brioche lover. I would change many things about this though. First of all, look how long the armholes are. You can always see my bra in this, which I don't care if people can see my bra, but I also don't have that many cute bras. Like, I have ratty plain bras, so sometimes I do question what to wear this with, but it is kind of the pattern. If you look at the pictures, this is the drop of the armhole. I also take issue with some of the design. I like it, but it isn't shaping. It is just a design. It doesn't change anything in here because you're kind of increasing and decreasing at the same time. So it didn't actually shape it. I think the straps could be smaller. I would like to do a different brioche pullover, slipover, camisole type pattern in the future. I love how it looks with the Pima cotton though. I really want to make something else in this. Anyway, some of these I also haven't seen in a long time because they've been hanging in the store, so I kind of am feeling reunited with my knits. Sorry if that's cheesy. Next up is the Olga sweater, which everybody has made, I feel, and that's okay. There's a reason, because she's incredible. This is my first petite knit pattern. That's wild, because I have made quite a few petite knit things. I think her patterns are very clear. I will not get into people hating on her today. I am a fan of her patterns. I did do this one strangely though. This is Lion Brand Woolies and then Patton's Classic Wool Worsted. This was stash yarn and I was scared I was gonna run out of yarn. So originally, I'll show a picture of what this looked like originally. I just did surgery on this to add length and you can see my joins. I didn't reblock it yet. I think it'll go and block out a little bit. I don't know why. I did the body first and then the sleeves, and I should have put the body on hold, done the sleeves, and then just made it the length. I was thinking I was playing more yarn chicken than I was, then it was too short, and now that I've added more, it may be too long. All that to say, I would like to make another Olga, and I actually did buy the yarn to make another Olga, but that will be another video. So 10 out of 10. Would make a smaller size though, because I didn't realize that the first 3 sizes all have the same arm circumference, but just widen the body, and I actually don't need that much positive ease. So I probably could have made the smallest size for this. We'll see on my next round. Anyway, moving on back to camisoles. That was kind of a little break. I was like, I really want to make a sweater. I love to knit sweaters. It is my favorite thing to knit. Next up is another camisole number 10. So it's our plain basic. She's a little wrinkled because I just folded it and I shoved everything in a bag to take it home from the store. But this is in Camisole wool vegan cashmere, which is marketing for this is 100% cotton. It's not as soft as cashmere. In the ball, it feels very soft. Right now, this feels like cotton. You're not getting away with anything. Do I like this yarn? Yes. Is it cashmere-like? No. I decided to put a tomato chart. So I had seen the tomato vest and there's a tomato sweater, but they were really tiny tomatoes and they were weights that I wasn't going to make. So I grabbed an image off of Google Images and put it into Procreate, and then I put it into Stitch Fiddle. So this is my chart. I think at the end of the day, I changed enough of it and it's obviously on a garment and not just out there in the world. I also think I chose a free internet stock photo. It's tomatoes. There's only so many ways to have a tomato. This was my first time doing Intarsia and I decided to do it in the round. This still only took me 12 days to complete and I was only working on this at home because this was not a travel project, clearly. I did do duplicate stitch at the top because I was nervous about the Intarsia, and looking back on it, I should have done Intarsia for the entire thing. I should not have done it in the round. I should have just sewn up the sides and not been a baby about a mattress stitch, because the duplicate stitch is thick. Like, I feel like I can tap on this, and then the rest of it feels great. I will show you the inside because it's a little crazy, but I think for my first time, this is not that bad. For Intarsia, if you think it's bad, don't yell at me. I was trying to do stranded for a minute. I was figuring things out. I had a ball making this. I was also watching Criminal Minds while making it. I watch a lot of TV while I knit, so I do associate what I was watching with what I was knitting at the time. I'm so sorry. Bean is yelling in the background. Let me see if I can give him a little attention really quick. I guess really all Bean was saying was that he wanted to be part of this too. Oh no, he's stuck. He is a little rat man. So he will be around. He definitely just knocked a sweater off the top of that pile. I will retrieve it later. It's actually coming up, so I should grab it. He was very manhandled. I'm sorry. He doesn't like to be held like a baby. Beef really does. Bean is more, let me crawl up your chest and try to get into your neck. But anyway, back to camisoles. So I did that tomato one. It was so much fun. And then the knit along actually started. And I had, from the beginning, chosen number 9 as my knit along one. This is so wrinkled. This was shoved at the bottom of my summer bin. I hate this. I love how it looks. I messed up. So I knit very loosely. I think it's part of knitting continental. I sized down 2 needle sizes to meet gauge, which was great for the main body of, or just like the main knitting. I should have not sized down for the bind off and the for the neck and armholes. This is snug. I'll have to try it on again this year and see if maybe somehow it grew, but it probably won't because this is also in Barocco Comfort Sock, which is 100% synthetic. So there's no reason why it should grow. I do have the yarn to redo these. The likelihood that I will is so slim at this point, especially because it's 100% synthetic. This was just a scrap for me, or stash that I had. So it's not a huge loss if I don't do it. I have worn this. I actually wore it when I was in New York, and it was in the 90s in June, and it was okay. I can wear it. It's just, it doesn't feel that good. And my friend Allie made one, and her attachment for this is beautiful. She also did it in the car while we were driving home from something. She's incredible. I hope to have her on at some point. But anyway, this is lovely. It's a basic. It takes so long to make, but I would say it's kind of worth it. Did I also buy basically the same tank top from Old Navy? Yes. Would I still make another one of these? Yes. But anyway, not soon. I think I did some things wrong too. Looking at the back of this, this is not, it's not my finest work. It was a marathon. I know a few people who still have it unfinished. Anyway, moving on. I was sick of camisoles after the knit along, so I had to go to a tee. This is the Sea Salt Tee by Atelier Caston. I had made this before in the wrong gauge. I don't even have that anymore because I gave it to somebody else to unravel. But this is in Juniper Moon Farm Zoe. It's a cotton linen blend, although I did have a little bit of stash that I thought was the same, but it's not. You can see, I'm not sure if it'll show up on camera, it might, but around here is where I changed, and I think this either is a different dye lot, but I think it's not Juniper Moon Farm Zoe. It feels different, and I think I like it more. That said, we do carry Juniper Moon Farm Zoe, and I think it comes in great colors. I'm not hating on that. I do wish I could find out what this top one is because that's also nice. I suspect it might be just a cotton, and then the linen in the Zoe is kind of what is giving it a slightly different drape at the bottom, but I don't hate it because it already has some color blocking. I don't mind. I really love wearing this. I did accidentally wash it and it shrunk a little bit, but I think I've stretched it since. I do have yarn. I have more Zoe to make another one of these in just a plain light purple. So yes, I would make this again. It went quick, very fun. This was my first, well, not this one, but the first one I made was the first time I had done short rows, and it was so interesting, and I learned a lot. Anyway, moving on. So I wanted to check in and see where I am in the year, because I kind of blew through that. Now we're into June. So the last couple I had finished in June. I had a trip also. I don't even know what I brought on that trip. Probably a hat or a camisole. Probably a camisole. I really don't know. But this was a long-term project. I don't actually know when I started this. I think I started in February actually. This is the Pure Comfort cardigan. Excuse my air quotations because A, I did not meet gauge and I altered so much of it, I'm not sure it counts. But that is a free pattern by Andrea Yetman. I modified the button band. I wanted the double knit button band. I thrifted these nice little metal buttons, and I actually wear this so much. It's just a basic white cardigan. It's New Zealand wool. It's chunky. It does pill a little bit. I haven't done anything to remedy that. So this is after a winter of wear, basically. I did the pockets a little sloppily. They're on the inside, they're tacked down unevenly, but it's fine. I really like it. I don't think I would do that pattern again because I already did not do that pattern, but I wear this all the time. I do love a cardigan. I do hate to make a cardigan. So we're still in June as far as when I'm finishing these things. This is the last one in June though. And then we're kind of getting back into that fall season. So we finally have made it to this pile next to me. All right, so first is my next petite knit. I felt like I was doing more petite knit things, but I think it's because I also made a Sophie scarf and a Sophie hood. I ran a class for the Sophie scarf and I made the Sophie hood earlier in the year, but I'm not showing those because everybody knows what they look like. I do wear them constantly, love them. Nobody needs to hear more about petite knit right now. Except for this is the cloud blouse. I'm full of it. Anyway, this is the cloud blouse by Petite Knit. I did not want to hold 2 strands of mohair double. That's what my friend Grace is doing. And I'm so sorry, Grace, I love you, but she has not finished her cloud blouse yet. I have finished mine, and I think it's because I didn't suffer through the mohair. So this is BC Garn Bio Shetland and Barocco Ariel. I am in love with this combination. I've done it a couple times or in a few iterations now, and I'm very slowly collecting stash of these yarns to make the spot sweater, but that'll be in another video. Anyway, this is the cloud blouse. I love it. It fits really nice. Because I chose this yellow, it gives heavy Arthur vibes when I wear it with blue jeans. I also think the neckline is a little wide for my taste. It's like not wide enough to be a boat neck, but it's clearly not a crew neck. I have only worn this a couple times. I'm thinking of dyeing it a more wearable color, wearable for me. I was in love with those colors, but sometimes I get drawn to color and it's a mistake. I think I passed this by because I don't have it, / I don't know where it is. I did also make the wave sweater in February or so. I can't find it. It doesn't appear to be hanging at the store, and I can't find it in my home. I will have to keep looking for it because if someone took it from the store, I would be shocked and upset. And if I have lost it, I would not be shocked, but also upset. So we'll see. I don't really go places in my sweaters and just take them off and leave them places. So there are not too many places where this thing could be. But I won't talk about it because I can't really show it. I might throw a picture up of it, but who knows? I have a beef again. I don't know if you can see him on my lap, but he is here and he is making biscuits. He is so sweet. All right, back to more summer knitting. This is, I think, the last summer knit before we get into sweater stack. Hello, buddy. Oh, Beef loves to be on my lap. I take so many progress photos of him underneath my knitting. He's my sweetest boy. Bean is a menace. Anyway, yes, I love my burrito boys. Okay, this is the Umbria Summer Top by Cookie the Knitter. I made this in BC Garn Lino, which is 100% linen. This feels so light and nice, and it's not. Linen is so strange because it is so stiff, but it's not itchy. It's its own thing. Obviously, it's a natural fiber. I'm sorry, I keep touching you with it. Hi, bud. I did also thrift these buttons. I thrifted a lot of these buttons together in a giant jar at one of my favorite thrift stores in Lansing, Michigan. This is Broken Rib. It took forever. I kind of have trouble styling it because of the way that the neck opens up. I kind of blocked it to try to look more like a collared shirt. I wear it open more than closed, I think. but really I didn't wear it that much. So we're gonna have to see this summer if I wear it more. We had a warm day yesterday, but this week is getting cold again. So I'm all over the place with knitwear. I do try to wear my hand knits all the time. Anyway, moving on to another petite knit. This is the Key sweater. And if you're saying, no, it's not, you might be right. I did dye this sweater. I'll show a picture of what it looked like when I first made it. I wasn't wearing it. It was another one where I was really drawn to the colors. And by drawn to the colors, I mean I sit at the register at Unwind all day and I see yarn all day and I get ideas into my little head, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're great, but not that wearable. So I did dye this, and I dyed my swatch first, and I knew that the contrast was gonna go away. This is so low contrast, it's barely noticeable, except in really direct light, that it's still the Key sweater. But now I wear this all the time, so I have no regrets. I love the shape of this. It's very boxy. I also made that in Reborn Wool. It's one of my favorite yarns that we carry. It's just so structured but not itchy, and I think it blocks or like washes and drapes really nicely afterward, even though it feels a little stiff to begin with. Sorry, there's lots of cat hair in the air now in my mouth. Moving on, again, another petite knit. This is another Olga. I made this in the Cascade Ultra Pima because I had fallen in love with it in my Camisole number 3. And again, this is another, ooh, I saw these colors and I had ideas. I had creamsicle vibes and whatever. This is a smaller size than my other one. And I really like it. I think it fits well. It's kind of a good, like, late summer sweater. The sleeves roll up nicely. I like it, but it's bright. I love color, but even this, it's very specific. And I will talk about the colors for my new one in another video, but I like this. Really no notes. The four row stripe pattern goes so fast. In my quote unquote research, watching other people's knitting podcasts, I think that would be called a potato chip knit, where you're just like, I want more. But I might call it a nerds cluster knit, because those things, I can put away some nerds clusters. Anyway, next up is the Lakes Pullover by Ozetta. I realized I stopped saying how long it took me to make these things. I average anywhere from a week to 15 days, looking at my little chart. It's not that exciting. I do not knit monogamously. I usually have 5 or 6 whips going at once. This is the Lakes Pullover by Ozetta, and I have a bean here with me now. It's really just rotation on the lap today. I chose poorly, and I decided to make this in Malabrigo Rios because this was a color that was staring at me. This is Capricorn. I love this dye lot of it. We have it again in the store right now, and it's very different. It's a little greener. I wouldn't have picked it if it were that current dye lot. It's Malabrigo. They're hand dyed. You have to expect some variation. The reason this was a mistake, though, is because this is not the way... Hey! No! This is not the way the lakes should look, in my opinion. I think I should have made it in my go-to Reborn Wool because it needs that type of structure. I also saw someone make it in the Cascade 220 Superwash, and it was freaking gorgeous. This just isn't the structure that I wanted. I do wear this a lot, though. It's really comfortable. It just kind of feels like a slouchy sweatshirt, which is not the goal of the Lakes Pullover with its saddle shoulders and everything. This is not my first time doing saddle shoulders. I also do think that the pickups are very obvious here. They're not the cleanest because it's such a drapey yarn. It was not that forgiving for that either, but I did knit this very quickly. I made this in 11 days because I was so excited about it. I got to even knit it at the lake a little bit, so that's a win. I at one point said I might unravel this. I don't think so. The Rios is so floppy. It's gorgeous, but I think it does look better in crocheted sweaters, which is wild of me to say because I don't traditionally love crocheted garments, but I might want to make one in the Malabrigo Rios. All right, we're almost at the end. Thank you for bearing with me if you're still here. If not, you're not hearing this anyway, so whatever. This was another knit along. This is the Norma by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I'm in love with this. I freaking love this sweater. I know it's just an oversized raglan. I know it's essentially just striped. I don't care. I love it. It's popular for a reason. I did incidentally maybe not follow the pattern correctly, and I think my depth on my armholes is a little bit smaller, but that's because I don't always read correctly. I also did not do the slip stitches that I think are intended to hide the jog, but I really can't be bothered. I didn't read that part of the pattern either. Yes, I was leading a knit along for this. I don't care. In the knit along, I did do a rewrite of the pattern, but it was really just making it a little bit more concise because that is something that has been common internet feedback on this pattern, that there are just unnecessary words. I think it's a translation thing in many My Favorite Things patterns. Clearly, I've made a ton of her things. I am a fan, and I am at the point in my knitting journey that I know how to fix these things. I wear this all the time. I can wear it skin on skin. This is Barocco Vintage DK held with Barocco Ariel as the mohair. I love it so much. I would make another in another color, but not anytime soon because there are so many beautiful sweaters out there. But I love this thing. I do want to make another one every time I see somebody else's because every color combination is incredible. I love seeing people's Normas. The girl who made the like gray and purple one and then the matching one for her dachshund. Love, 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 love. Anyway, moving on. So another sweater I didn't show that I had made earlier in the year was the leaf hopper sweater. So this is my leaf hopper number 2. This is how I organized them in my notes because this is the second one I made. I no longer possess the first one I made because I raffled it off at the store. It didn't fit. I didn't hit gauge. It had nothing to do with the pattern. This is the leaf hopper sweater by the leaf hopper, Meredith, the entomologist and artist and knitwear designer. She's incredible. We're actually collaborating with her for something coming up at the store, and I connected with her over on TikTok actually through craft journaling. So hi Meredith, you probably won't see this, but that's okay. I absolutely love this sweater. I knew I had to make it in the correct gauge because it deserves that. I would make another. These are so much fun. The corrugated ribbing is beautiful. I feel like I have not talked about details in sweaters very much, but this is already a ridiculously long video. But I loved the corrugated rib. It's so good. The leaf hoppers are so fun to make. There's so many rows where it's just same as before, which I love because I'm lazy. I love, love, love the forearm leaf hoppers matching her tattoo. Also, I love when colorwork yokes also have more colorwork to do later on because I get bored at the stockinette. Like, I'm racing toward it, and then when I get there, I'm over it. Sorry, I'm problematic. No notes. This thing is gorgeous. I wore it a couple days ago. I wear it a lot. I would make one in the future that is less of a variegated. I kind of still want a plain one. This is Contrast color is a Cascade 220 Sport Weight, and then this is Malabrigo Arroyo. I do know the colorway for this though. This is Indicida, which I probably butchered. Back to camisoles. I got married last year also, so new business, got married, somehow had lots and lots of time to knit. I love to knit. Shocker. This was my honeymoon project. Like, I took it on my honeymoon. I think. Am I full of it again? Anyway, this is camisole number 5. This is probably the 6th one that I've made. And I need to redo this hem because I was racing toward the end one night and I'm being licked right now. I was racing toward the end because I wanted to finish it, and that was a mistake. I'm gonna undo it. My pickup rate was incorrect here. It's too many, and it should be thicker, but I love this thing so much. This is Cascade Heritage. The color is walnut. Sometimes I know off the top of my head. This took me 12 days to make. Yes. I really love a double knit. I love double knitting, actually, I've learned. I've made many of these. I will do a separate video on all of my camisole number 5s because I have at least 5. So I'll do a whole review on that later. But that's in my to be messed with bag. Okay, next up is my only gift knit from last year. This is the Loom, like knitting, weaving loom, not loon, loom sweater by Shoot. This is the one that I was meaning to look up that I didn't. Something Designs. I will put it in the caption. The caption will be very long because so many. But this was for my husband. I let him pick the yarn and he picked Blue Sky Fiber, Woolstock Worsted. This is gorgeous. It was actually my first time knitting with this and I love it. It's so beautiful. I feel like it could meet many gauges. There's this really cool interlocking cable pattern here on the neck and on the cuffs and the hem. The pattern did have you do a split hem. I did not do this. I didn't want to do 2 separate hems and my husband didn't care. I even asked him, but he wouldn't have noticed if I went off pattern anyway. He looks good in this. I don't have a good picture of him in it though. I've made him 2 sweaters. He wears both of them on special occasions. I think he thinks they're very special, which they are, but he could wear them more often. Anyway, okay, 2 more. Thank you for bearing with me. This is the Papillon sweater, I think, by La Pulle. Chunky, little kind of honeycomb cable. This is Lane du Nord, Young and Trendy, solid, and then the color. I was running out of the pink. I bought all of our stock of it at the end of last year because I had been staring at it all year. Who knew? I did modify this quite a bit. I did more length. I didn't quite hit gauge. I'm not sure what yarn would hit gauge. I feel like I would have had to hold this double because originally I think it's in size US 19 and I think I did this in US 17 or 15. I detest knitting with chunky yarn. I love how this turned out. This is not about the pattern. I just don't enjoy it. I feel like I'm holding branches and it just doesn't feel that good. It goes quickly, but I feel slow. It's not my favorite thing. This is very cute. It's not that wearable though. It's too heavy. It's really bright. It's so chunky it doesn't really fit under coats. So it's kind of like a cold day that's not that cold where this is the only thing you're wearing, potentially. I've worn it once and then it has hung in the store ever since. We'll see next winter. I do like the little extras that I did as I was running out, because this variegated also has this pink in it. So I thought that was very clever of me as a pivot for running out of yarn. I don't know if I would recommend this though. No hate to Le Pole. I'm also making another pattern from them currently, but I don't like chunky stuff. Okay, last thing from 2025. I finished this, I think, the day after Christmas because I was like, I can get one more thing in. It's another Camisole number 10. I should not have folded it this way. This is in Blue Sky Fiber Organic Cotton Worsted. It's just a basic. I really like this color. Haven't worn much yet because it's been so cold, but will get a lot of wear. But that's it. That's it. I know you're probably done with me. You probably don't want to ever come back. Please do though. I want to keep this going. I have some plans for future episodes, but please ask me any questions, even if you just want to know more about the store, owning a business, anything like that. My next videos will definitely be shorter. I am a yapper, but this is excessive. I'm just a little bit late on my 2025 knits. I may do like a 2026 knit review in June and just split it up because I know I knit more than the average person. But thank you for hanging in there. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. I'm really into this right now. Shout out to my good friend Lillian, Knits by Lillian, who kind of encouraged me to do this, and her videos are incredible, so you should check those out too. Bean says thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.